and welcome back to another video. Yes, my upload schedule is finally becoming a bit more frequent. Over the last month or so, I've uploaded about once a week, if that, and I want to change that because I do love making YouTube videos, and it's just I haven't had time recently. Now I do have time though, and this, I'd say, is a pretty cool way to come back. Now, as I said, this is a pretty kooky kind of creation. There's no real need for it anywhere, not even in the wildest dreams of computing Redstone. But still, I think it's a pretty cool device that we can use in kind of interesting cases. Now, what this is a concept for doing logic gates in Minecraft with light, and using daylight sensors, glowstone, and pistons. That's it. That's all. Now, if we take a look at the NOT gate here, when we turn on the input will turn off. Turn the input back off, the output will turn on. Now, the concept behind this entire system is extraordinarily simple. If we take off this protective casing, which you actually do need on the gates to prevent external light from reaching the daylight sensors, it's quite simple. When this piston is extended, it will block light going to this daylight sensor from this glowstone. So, when you turn it on, this daylight sensor can no longer receive light, and thus will turn off. That's kind of the concept. It's really simple. There's nothing complex about it, but it can be used to create some very complex things indeed. Now, next off, we have the OR gate. This is almost as simple as the NOT gate. As you can see, when we turn on one input, the output will turn on, turn it off. The other input turns it on. Both inputs will keep it on. Very simple. And this works really simply. Basically, both of these pistons are blocking glowstone leading into this daylight sensor. So, when we turn on one of the levers, the glowstone will be able to send light through to the daylight sensor and go up into the output. Very simple. Like I said, this concept is not too complex, just kind of, well, unknown. Similarly, next up we have the NOR gate. Now, as you can see, this first consists of an OR gate, which we talked about earlier. This OR gate leads into another piston, which kind of leads into a different type of NOT, which creates the NOR. Now, if we have a look, when we turn on either of these inputs, our output up there will turn off. Now, another note about these gates is that they're extremely slow. Daylight sensors are a bit derpy in their timing. They can take up to 2 seconds to activate once, and these gates could consist of more than one daylight sensor. So, it can be pretty slow. Now, if we just open this up a little bit, we'll see our daylight sensor down there for our OR gate. Then, this piston here, which will block light going into this other daylight sensor as a NOT gate. Pretty simple. And next off, we have an AND gate. And this again is pretty simple. We turn on both inputs and the output turns on, turn off one of them and the output turns off. Now this is done. Both of these glowstones are currently letting light into this daylight sensor. When we turn on one input, this glowstone will still allow light in. When we turn on both inputs, then it will be completely blocked off. Thus is the concept, and then it goes into another NOT gate and stops. Like that. Pretty simple. Now, the NAND gate over here is just the same, really, just without the NOT gate on the end. As you can see, if we turn on both inputs, our output will turn off. Now, finally, this monstrosity of engineering and glowstone and who knows what else. This is an XOR gate, and I have to say I'm pretty proud of this thing. It's extremely complex, very intricate, and just requires so much to be perfect to work. But let's just take a quick look. When we turn on one of our inputs, after a good while, our output will turn on way up there. When we turn on both inputs, it will turn the output right back off. Same with the other input, we'll leave it on. And as you can see, it works like an XOR gate. Now, the concept behind this is very similar to this alpha XOR gate right here, which consists of 2 implies gates. When we turn on one input, the output turns on. Same with the other input, turns it off. And this just works using these 3 inverters and some OR gates, which is just kind of mimicked over here using light levels. It's a bit more complex than that, but if you want to take a closer look, there will of course be a schematic in the description. In fact, I think I'll leave a world download, it's just easier. Anyways, feel free to make your own gates with this concept. It's really fun to do. Like, I enjoyed making this XOR. It was pretty darn cool. But that's about it. I don't have much else to say about this concept. If you have suggestions, please leave them in the comments below. And if you enjoyed the video, remember to like. And if you really enjoyed it, be sure to subscribe if that's your thing. But there you go. Hope you enjoyed, and as always, well, bye now.